What's up, Taurus? This is Marcus from King of Lions Oracle, back with another Tarot Oracle reading here for you. This is going to represent the month mid-March. I keep on saying mid-March. Mid-May 2022. All right, and I want to thank you guys for bearing with me. I had some computer issues, so I stopped recording for a little while. But thank you so much for bearing with me. I want to thank you for all the people who like, share, subscribe, and they're part of the page. And if you haven't clicked the bell, make sure you click the bell so that you can get updates for any new videos that I post. And also, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. The more you like the videos, the more it gets out there and it helps the page grow. Alright? So I'm going to continue on getting you some oracle cards here. Once I get some oracle cards and we figure out what energies are going to help you for the month, at that point I'm going to draw some more tarot. And then what I'll do is I'll draw some tarot and I'll also clarify some of the cards here for you. Okay? Alright, so this deck that I'm using here, this is the Gilded Art Nouveau by Louis Scarborough. Okay? Alright, so looks like I already got something. Alright, so look at you, Taurus. So this month's going well for you. So I see you have an Ace of Swords. So you're having some kind of clarity or some kind of victory about something. You've been working on some things. Now, anytime that you get an Ace of Swords, that means that you did go through something that made you either feel like you lost something or you felt like something was imbalanced. But once you get that clarity, you get that sword, you get that balance. All right? So we have the Ace of Swords, we have the Justice card, and we have Temperance. So, and the Strength card. So there was something that you went through that made you have a lot of clarity. Now things are starting to balance out and they're going back to normal. And this is working out in your favor. Okay? Now for some of you, you may have even had like a court case or something that came out that was in your balance, that was in your favor. But you have two balance cards here. Where you have the Justice card and you have the Temperance card. Now the Temperance card is about divine timing. This is about having spirit guides that are there for you, looking over you, and they're giving you some assistance. All right. There's also Sagittarian energy. So if you have any Sagittarian energy in your chart, that can help you. But this may be a fire sign of Sagittarius. I'm also seeing that you have the Strength card here with a Leo. So you've been working on yourself. You've been making sure that yourself is internally strong and externally strong. And you've been trying to build a firm foundation. You know, working hard on your job, you've been working hard on yourself, you've been working hard on your family relationships, but I can see that you have a lot of stability. You have the Four of Wands here, and you have the Eight of Pentacles. So you've been working really hard just because you want things to be stable. This that looked like you wanted to come out. This one too. Yeah, so you're going through a whole change. You have the Ace. You have the Ace of Cups. You have the World card and the Three. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Pentacles. So, Taurus, the end of this month is going to be really good for you. I see a lot of different opportunities, a lot of different things coming from you. Now, as I mentioned before, you have the Ace of Swords. So anytime the Ace of Swords comes, this is some kind of clarity or victory that you receive. But you receive this clarity and victory because of the fact that something else happened that had to make you look at things in a different nature. So you may have had a loss, you may have had something that, didn't go your way, but this is something that balanced you out, right? So this is something that's going to be very fruitful for you, and you have this totally on your side, that victory, that clarity, right? You have the Justice card. Now, the Justice card, this is about cause and effect. This is about karma. So you might have had some things that came into fruition for you that worked out for you and balanced out for you. This is in the upright. So this is something that's going to work for you and it's working your balance. Now, this might not be for everybody, but some of you might have had a court case or something that happened. And that court case you have here, the Justice card with the Temperance card. So you might have had a court case possibly with involving a Sagittarius, but things are going to balance out and they're going to balance out in your favor. The light of a new day is going to come. In the background, you see the light of a new day is there. So any fears or challenges or anything that you had, they are going to wash themselves away. Right now, you're being divinely guided. You have spirit guides and angels that are watching over you, that are trying to make sure that things balance out in your balance, okay? Now, you have the Ace of Swords, which is 1, and then you have the next card that came out was the Justice card, which is 1 and 1, which is a 2. So the universe is looking out for you. You definitely have a lot of good things coming for you because you have a lot of major arcana cards coming. If you just look in this row here, you have the Ace of Swords, you have the Strength card, and then you have the Ace of Cups. Okay. Now, I see here that you have the 8, which is the Strength card. So this is you taming the tiger, taming the lion within. This is you taming any of your wild sides. You might have had some negative self-talk, and now you're feeling a lot more confident on the inside, and you're realizing that you're a lot stronger than you thought, and you're finding the power from the inside to find guidance. You're looking at your own self and your own strength, and you're figuring out what's best for you. Now, if you see this woman, she's holding on to this tiger, this lion, and the lion is kind of melting with her touch. So the more that you're putting your emotions into things, things are kind of seeping down and relaxing and coming to you more. And that inner strength of you is building. All right. Now I see that you have the Four of Wands. Now the Four of Wands, this is about happy home. This is about possibly buying a new home. This is about making structure. Now, these two cards came out together. So from what I see here, you're working really, really hard and being consistent, and you're trying to make sure that you have a firm structure, you have a firm foundation to make sure that nothing goes anywhere. So you've just been focusing on yourself. In this line here, you have the 8 of Pentacles, and you have the 8 of you have the Strength card. So I see a lot of significance here. You have a lot of angel numbers, because we have 8, we have 3 1s, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the Ace of Cups, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. You have the you have the World card, which adds up to 23, and then you have the World card adds up to 3, and then you have the 3 of Wands, which is also 3. So you have a lot of synchronicities and a lot of numbers here that's kind of letting you know that things are going well. One other thing that I didn't point out to you is that this Temperance card, this adds up to a 5. So from this line here, the Ace of Swords, and then the Justice card, and then Temperance, things are going to have a dramatic change from the balance that's coming from, said court date for some of you that did have a court date, but it's also going to be balanced for you for those who had some balance come between your relationships from the full moon in Libra. The full eclipse in Libra. You may have had some balances that came, and then the balance is going to come into your favor for everything that was going on. So then we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so this is love. This is new love. This is healing. This is you feeling a lot better about yourself because you've been working so hard to try to move yourself forward, that you have that love that's coming here. Now, just looking here, in general, I don't have a lot of love cards here. We do have the 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, which is about a happy home. But I see this is more just about you. This is showing that you're healed, that you're feeling good about yourself. Just like these lotuses, you've risen from the dirt to now go towards the light, and now you're popping out so that everyone can see the best version of you. And you're no longer feeling sad or no longer looking down on yourself because of the fact that you've been through so many experiences and worked them all. Okay, now Taurus, you're here. This is the World card, so it looks like you're leveling up. All right, this Taurus, this World card, this is about completion. This is about victory. This is you taking all the lessons that you just previously have learned, and you're putting them all into play, and you're figuring out what's going to be the next step for you, what's the best thing for you, and you have all these fixed energies surrounding you. So all of these fixed energies have had some play in your development. Scorpio, Aquarius, you have Leo, and then yourself. So you may have had different instances with all these different people. I can kind of see some of that playing here. We have the Leo energy here playing, you yourself on the Taurus. And then, with the Ace of Swords here, that's Libran energy, but that also could be Aquarian energy also. All right? But you are leveling up. You are growing. If you see this line here, okay, you have the Justice card. Then you have the 4 of Wands, okay? And then you have the World card. So you're balancing out things, and things are working out in your favor, and you're creating strong structures. And that strong structure is moving you forward to this new portal where you're seeing this different version of yourself on the other side of the portal. And you're realizing that you're a lot stronger and you're a lot wiser than you've known before. You have the 3 of Wands here. This is about growth. This is about birth and potential. So you've put the work in. You've started to create. You've put things down and you're planning. Now you're starting to see that the plan's moving. And so the more that you work on this, the more that you keep yourself consistent, The plan is going to keep moving, and it's going to keep being beneficial to you. 3 is about birth and creation. And so just in this line here, you have the Ace of Cups. You have the Ace of Cups here, the World card. Okay, and the 3 of Pentacles. So this growth that you have is helping you step through that portal. And now you're starting to see that all of the ships are coming in and they're being beneficial to you. So the more optimistic that you are and the more confident you are that things are going to work in your favor, things are going to work out for you. As the universe always teaches you, positive mind, you get positive outcomes. All right? So let's take some time here. I got these new handy dandy Rider-Waite cards, got a little funky graphic on it. All right, so let's get some clarification here for you. All right, so angels, spirit guides, could you please give me clarification? Why do we have the World card here? Why is the World card here for Taurus? Okay, so you have the Judgment card. You have the 5 of Wands. All right. Look at that. Double confirmation. So, you have the Judgment card. So this definitely lets me know this is a court case of some sort. So, for some of you, and this is a strong message that I'm getting now, there was a judgment that came into play. And that judgment that came into play that's helping you go through this portal of completion, there was a lot of competition. There was a lot of fighting. There was a lot of conflict, all kinds of problems and everything going through. But then justice came through and fixed everything. So for some of you, this was a court case. This was something that was a court case that came down that you needed actually to have the Earth Court work on this here for you. Now, for some of you, this is also your soul calling you and telling you that that you need to compete and fight for things to balance yourselves out, for balance your life out. But a lot of you, I'm seeing that this have definitely had to do with like a court case, because you have the Judgment card come out, 5 of Wands is about fighting competition, and then you have the Justice card come out. All of them came out upright, so it lets you know that this was definitely in your favor and that this was definitely something that was for you. All right, so let me just get a little bit more clarification before we go over some of your oracle cards. Let's see. What is the Ace of Swords? Clarify for me, angel spirit guides. Why is the Ace of Swords here? All right, that makes a lot of sense. So you have the 3 of Swords, and you have the Hermit. That is so dope. All right, that's what I'm talking about. You had the 3 of Swords, so you had some kind of heartbreak. You had some disappointment. You had someone backstabbed you or made you just feel like you weren't worth shit. Then you had to take some time and look inside yourself with the Hermit card, and you had to light your own light, and you had to realize that you are the shit. Now, just because somebody makes a mistake and somebody does something messed up to you, that doesn't mean that you're worse. That doesn't mean anything. This just means you're human. This means that you're learning. This means that you're experiencing things. Once you went through that and went through this bullshit, and then you had to look inside yourself, you decided, you know what? I might just have to take this person to court for some of you. Some of you decided, you know what? I'm not dealing with this shit. I'm just going to take them to court and friggin' just get it over with that way. So you might have had to sue somebody. You might have had to sue someone for defamation of character. Somebody might have stolen something for you, so you had to go to court and get it clarified. And that's what gave you the Ace of Swords. That's what gave you the victory. That's what gave you that clarity of mind that everything that you're doing is the right thing. Good for you. Good for you, Taurus. I definitely can see that came out beneficial to you. Right? And it makes sense because you have the Ace of Cups here. So this healed you. Once you went to court and you won, you were feeling that healing energy. Right? Ancestral spirit guides, can you please clarify for me? All right. So we have the Temperance card clarified. So we have the 3 of Wands clarified by the Temperance card. Let me do a little more. Okay, a bunch more came out. We'll just take it for what it is. All right, so I wanted to clarify why is the 3 of Wands here? All right, and what came out is the Temperance card. You planning and you looking forward to the future is what's helping you balance yourself out, and that's what's helping you. Angels are actually directing you and giving you some assistance, and they're pointing you in the right direction so that you know what's best for yourself and for your future. You have the King of Wands. So this is you being very, very controlling your emotions. This is you being connected to the ethereal realms. And this is you just being overall someone people can talk to, someone people can trust. So you had to have full control over your emotions because in the past, you had that Three of Swords, which was just letting everything know that things weren't working well for you. So once you got more control of your emotions, you were able to see clearer to make the outcomes come the way that you wanted them to. The Three of Swords happened, and then you needed the Four of Swords to get some clarity. The Four of Swords comes once you have some shutdown, like the Three of Swords come, that makes you question yourself, makes you worry about who the person you are. But you had to meditate and take some time to gain from it. You had to get some rest. You had to kind of be away from people. But you got clarity, and you was able to come out of it strong. You went to court, and there was a surprise message, okay, that you won. This actually changed how you felt about yourself and gave you some inspiration because of the fact that this new message let you know that you won. So now you're looking for a soulmate, or for some of you, you guys are looking for a partner or a soulmate who's going to be someone who's going to work well with you going future. And this is something that's going to be very fruitful for you because you've been through so much light and dark that just like this card, it kind of shifts between the light and the dark, but you're going to be able to see a lot clearly now. All right? So let's see what you have here for Oracle cards. So we have the Otter Spirit. You're never alone. Okay, and this is 42. 4 plus 2 is 6, so that's victory. So this is just letting you know that you did have spirit guides, you did have angels, you did have ancestors that were kind of walking with you through whatever scenario it was. You know, as I mentioned, some of you actually did have a court case that you had to deal with, and you were successful in that, and that worked out for you. What do you need to release? So something from the wintertime is just letting you know that it was kind of keeping you frozen. It was keeping you stagnant. So this was part of that Three of Swords. More than likely you had that Three of Swords situation happen to you in the wintertime, and that made you feel cold. It made you not feel happy. It made you feel, like you weren't worth anything. And then we have water. Okay, so this again is 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. So it's another victory. That's another confirmation. And what I see from this here for you is that you might have a water sign that's close to you, that's making you feel better, that's been kind of working with you and balancing things out. If not, you're gonna meet a water sign that's gonna be very, very helpful to you going forward. Okay. All right, and then we have, for your other Oracle card, we have employment change. All right. So your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and then welcome the new. You are being supported every step of the way. Okay? So for some of you, you're going to have an employment change. For some of you, this court case might have been you going to court, taking your old job to court for, punitive damages or what may have you. But it does look like you might have an employment change that's coming, and you're releasing from that old situation. All right? All right, Taurus. Well, it was a pleasure doing this read here for you. If you're interested in a personal read, look into the contact information. You'll be able to reach out to me that way. And if you so choose to, you can also donate to the page. That helps me to keep the page going. For sure, like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you do subscribe and like, that helps to keep the page growing. And that's greatly appreciated. Again, keep an eye on the page just because I'm going to be updating some new videos. Make sure you select the bell just so that it lets you know any new videos that I post, okay? All right, it's been my pleasure. You take care. Peace, Taurus.